Well, I was born here in 1970 when my parents were students at UT. We're right here on Congress Avenue, and my grandfather was in the Texas State Legislature for, I don't know, 12 terms or something ridiculous like that. My father helped paint the Capitol. That's a true story. But we were really from Fort Worth. So my parents are college students here. And I don't know, that's my Austin story. But then I became good friends with Richard Linklater. I've been following this festival when it was like a tiny low-rent festival, and now it's turned into a legit thing.
So
Go
how
figure.
does it feel to see the city grow? I mean, it is just insane how much it's changed in the past few years.
It is. It's strange. When I first came here to work, we were rehearsing before sunrise here, and Julie Delpy and Richard Linklater met me at this tiny little airport. They were the only ones at the airport. I stepped off the plane, and we all and now, I mean, it seemed like I was arriving in some remote village in Alaska or something. That's what it felt like just in the early 90s. And I know from my parents how much it had changed by the 90s from the 70s. So as somebody who comes here a few times a year to visit and to work, I watched the growth. I can see it more clearly than I think people who live here, because it happens so slowly. If you bop in and out, you see it. I mean, this street has changed. I mean, the people have changed. But the spirit is the same. And in fact, you might even say it's better.
Let's talk about the movie a little. So I heard you telling this nice man right next to us about how the movie is about living a good life. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
I don't know if other people feel this way, but the combination of the pandemic and the divisiveness in the political stance in our country and international events have been so colossally depressing. And I found working on this documentary, telling the story of Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, two people who loved each other for 50 years. They're white people who were born with a lot and did a ton with it. They raised a beautiful family. They made meaningful, substantive art. They were attentive members of their community. They weren't closed-minded. And the thing that's so beautiful that we don't see a lot is the best part of their life was at the end of their life. And it's magnificent to tell a story where you can see that kind of growth. I find it inspiring.
Is it true that their daughter approached you for this?
Yeah, well, their youngest daughter was a couple years older than me, but we graduated from the same high school. So she kind of, I gather, clocked my career and just watched it. And I made a documentary a few years ago that also played here, Seymour an Introduction, and it's a little tiny documentary. We made it for like $5 and some duct tape. But she didn't want a celebrity doc. She wanted, her parents were artists, and they wanted to see if I could, maybe if they hired somebody like me, who's also an actor, who loves acting, I might see them as actors and not as celebrities. And so I gather that's why she called me.